And you sit back and you go, my life ain't that bad. It's getting worse. You don't feel it right now, but in 5 years, you guys are in the pit of nihilism and despair. Use your eyes and look in society. Ha ha ha, everyone's having fun, everyone's just laughing and stuff like that. And then they go home. And everyone wants to fucking drink alcohol, do something, and nothing work related even. They just want to harm themselves. When I think about, I have this book in my life and I still committed so much fucking evil this year. Imagine without it. Anyways, I just feel cheated, dude. 28 years and I lived so-so. Why didn't I live with soul at 21? You know, if I get wrong 5%, I return fire 1,000%. And their soul is gone. That's the worst part. The cruelest because I've had a horrible month where it's like, I don't even recognize the mirror, dude. This is the cruelest ever, okay? This gotta be the cruelest I've ever done. You know, at 21 years old, I used to call myself Lucifer. I'd say Satan too a lot. Because of one who called me Satan in a group chat with other girls, and they were trying to make it like I'm the worst guy in the world. And I owned it. I was like, all right, I'll own the name. And then when everything started going horrific in my life. And here's the weird thing is, this Albert Pike guy talks about Satan is not a person, it's a force. That's why you can be him. Yeah, there's a big difference because you're talking about a Protestant, right? A Christian in the U.S. is Christian without the tradition, and an Albanian Christian or an Albanian Muslim would be, you know, they'd be religious with tradition, because even our atheists are traditional, right? That's the biggest difference. And number two, why is it important to be proud of your nationality? Because nationality really means extended family. And if you're not proud of your family, I mean, you guys did everything to avoid extinction up until this point. You should be very proud no matter where you come from. Because you're I mean, you think your lineage are just strangers, but there's a high probability that every single one of your ancestors battled with the same things you battle. So if you have depression, your ancestors had depression, right? These are how genetics work. If you hate cucks, if you hate this, if you hate degenerates, your ancestors hated degenerates. So everything in your life that's harming you, your ancestors was at that war before you. Bro, I've been depressed since 15 years old. Wow. I'm 27 now. Any advice? Well, so you never lose your virginity. Dude, look at this. Look at me. All right? Look at me. I swear to God, anxiety and depression wouldn't exist if everyone got married with their V card. But how do you know if you'll like enjoy it with that one person? You will. You'll practice. You will. I guarantee you will. I don't want to leak shit, but you will. 100%. You can learn to enjoy someone. There's so many partners I've had that I didn't enjoy. I was like, not to get like, I don't want to say it, but you can learn it, dude. It's like, my dude, if this was at the front of society, it's your first soul that you do it with, you cannot even be tempted with other souls. It's so hard to be tempted. You understand? There was a time where this was the law. And everyone had problems that were not demonic. They had normal problems. They had normal people problems, dude. Look at how use your eyes and look in society. Ha ha ha, everyone's having fun, everyone's just laughing and stuff like that. And then they go home. And everyone wants to fucking drink alcohol, do something, and nothing work related even. They just want to harm themselves. You got to ask yourself, what is the opposite of this book? It's out there. It's Twitch. It's society. It's everything in your life, dude. The opposite of this book is right out there. You're in it. You understand? But John, what about like if it could be not as extreme? You don't understand, dude. It has to be extreme. If it's not extreme, I don't want this shit. It has to be extreme. Your daughter will be molested if it's not extreme. Okay? My dude, imagine a Saudi, a land like Saudi, but with the Bible here. And it's never truly existed. 1950s, I want it more extreme. I want a king. I want to call someone king. And I want that king to say Jesus is Lord. I want that king to fear God, so he's a good king. I want him to think I want him to know he will be judged. I don't want a George Soros. And you sit back and you go, my life ain't that bad. It's getting worse. You don't feel it right now, but in 5 years, you guys are in the pit of nihilism and despair. And I'm not saying this book is going to fix you. This book might tire you. But you stay around people of a book, of the book, you start to become better. You start to become a better person. And you're never in your life going to see parents who are atheists who are not degenerate. It's never happened. If you could see what they do behind closed doors, you would know what I'm seeing with my Sharingan. Okay? There's a girl I knew who her parents were extremely religious. Not extremely, but religious. Like that's what they're known for, right? And they still, not knowingly, kind of threw their daughter to the wolves. And she was seriously harmed multiple times. And when I met that person, I said, how can parents fail multiple times? It's because there is nothing extreme about them. If Christians are not extreme, they're dealing with way worse problems. Way worse problems. And none of you understand this because we went to public education. We had public schooling, and this was nowhere to be found. You're too busy learning about, what did you learn? You learned about dinosaurs? I went to Catholic school, dude. Okay, everyone I know who went to Catholic school doesn't talk like me. You know what I mean? It has to be something more extreme. It's got to be a king. This country, I say this country, I mean you. I'm already living in Miami in my head. This country needs a king. Right? And if that king's an atheist, then I'll have his head on a fucking pike. I'm kidding. But you know what I'm saying, right? This book is what checks the powers of the king. It's the checks and balances. And you know what Albert Pike, 33-degree Grand Wizard, Freemason with zillions of dollars, who's connected with everyone who prints money out of thin air through the Federal Reserve. This team of people, they all agreed, these geniuses all agreed on one thing. Party culture gets people to kill themselves. And they're having so much fun right now. Right? I remember thinking, I'm like, at TwitchCon, I landed at the airport, and I'm like, here we go with degeneracy, you know. I'm going to degenerate with all these people again, once again. And I remember opening my phone, and I'm like, I don't want to go to this degenerate shit. I just want more. I was like really digging through the Bible. And it stopped me. It stopped my momentum to go to that shithole convention. And the whole time I was angry. I was so fucking angry. I was getting through so much. Well, through someone, through Walter, really. It's not me reading it. I like it read to me. But yeah, this is the first time where I was like, I know what portal I'm jumping into. That Twitch portal of degeneracy. Yeah. Bro, weren't you saying you're a Muslim from Moscow? I always say I'm a Muslim because culturally I sound extreme. Like I'll chop your hand off. And culturally that's like how I identify. Like as an Albanian. But Albanians don't really know anything about the Quran. They're like kind of atheist. It's sad. But yeah, so culturally, you know, now it's not about culture, right? As much as I know this benefits culture, this book is not about culture. This book is the truth. Go do your research. Go look at who rules this world, and you'll know this book talks about it. Okay? Geniuses, scientists, nobody else predicted it. This book is the truth. This book is the light. And you'll never know until you're 40, ugly, divorced, loser, and broke. Then you'll know. And I'm telling you, make the jump early. Don't wait for that shit. Don't wait. Don't get stabbed. Don't wait for the worst. Don't go to prison. Don't wait for that shit. Right? Because this book, when I was just listening to Speaker's Corner, would save me from when I was bouncing and people would want to fight and I'd be like, yeah, this fight's not worth it, this fight. You know? Every morning you wake up, you should be thinking of souls. Right? Every single morning. And I feel guilty because I'm like, I took such a long party break. You know what I mean? And I obviously every night I'd still go through audiobooks and stuff like that. But there's something about it where it's like, I can be around these degens when it's on a podcast, but in person, I'm never doing that again. I can't be around these people, dude. I had one call with Haas today. I think it was today. And I almost jumped for joy. I was like, oh, thank God, it's a sane person. And Haas is kind of like an atheist. He thinks it's just a culturally, it's like a cultural buff. He's not really like, oh, it's the word. He just thinks the Abrahamic religions are like a buff. But yeah, dude, when I think about, I have this book in my life and I still committed so much fucking evil this year. Imagine without it. I can feel me going to hell, dude. I can feel it. Not hell as in burned for eternity and stuff like that. But hell as in like, here's what the true hell is, right? Before you go there, the true hell is is every single... Can I keep going? Is anyone listening? Okay. Think of someone you fucking wronged, right? Think about your brother. Think about someone close to you. Think about if you ever snaked someone close to you, blah, blah, blah. The worst part before you go to hell is God will make you replay your life in front of him. And it's going to show every single time your mom, who did everything for you, every time you called her a bitch, every time you slammed the door on her face, everything you've ever done, everything you've ever regretted. You really think you slammed the door in your mom's face and that's not going to come back? You really think it just happened and it's in the past forever? Are you out of it? That homie's girl that DM'd you and you smashed her, God will replay it in front of you with your homie next to you. Your homie will be right there next to you and he'll be like, hey man, that me up. You know what I mean? No, my homie wanted it. Yeah. Anyways, I just feel cheated, dude. 28 years and I lived so-so. Why didn't I live with soul at 21? You know, at 21 years old, I used to call myself Lucifer. Well, I'd say Satan too a lot. Because of one bitch who called me Satan in a group chat with other girls, and they were trying to make it like I'm the worst guy in the world. And I owned it. I was like, all right, I'll own the name. And then when everything started going horrific in my life, I was, it's only 6:30, perfect. I'm going to keep going, okay? This is so heartbreaking. My best friend, the one night he calls me out, I don't make it and the worst happens. And dude, dealing with death without this, I don't know how I did that. Every single time I got close to God, something would pull me away. Every single time. This time especially, well, it's always the people you choose, like these friends at TwitchCon, stuff like that. It's always that stuff. And here's the weird thing is, this Albert Pike guy talks about Satan is not a person, it's a force. That's why you can be him. Right? Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys the cruelest shit. The cruelest of... Because I've had a horrible month where it's like, I don't even recognize the mirror, dude. I don't even recognize those around me right now. Like, it's... Look at this. This is the kind of texting I was doing last month. Stop and repent, you f***ing degenerate. And then I posted This is cruel. There's so much worse. There's way worse here. This is the cruelest ever. Okay, this got to be the cruelest I've ever done. I post multiple pictures of me with another girl in my past, as in like fuck you, as we're chatting, and then this random girl that I was whatever, she posts just like a normal photo of her past with that guy after I sent multiple ones, right? And I checked this to see like, am I crazy or was I cruel? But it was way cruel. And then she immediately sent another photo of us, and it said, "Oh, better from this cuck," as in like me. And I continue saying, "Shut the fuck up, you blah 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 blah." I said, "You're so easy to fool." I said, "You're a sodomite." I said a lot of weird, crazy shit, and sober too. I had weeks and weeks of no alcohol, no nothing, just angry, you know. And it's like, dude, this level of cruelty. Imagine if I wasn't reading the Bible, would I be just a, if I get wrong 5%, I return fire 1,000%, and their soul is gone. That's the worst part. It's like another one. Like, dude, I got explaining to do to God, man. You know, I got a lot of explaining to do. Yeah. No, that is the cruelest shit I've done since 2016. Is like, what, a month and a half of my one friend trying to fix it, and I called them disgusting. And I knew they were crying and shit when they were going through it. Didn't do shit, and 28 years old and this evil. What is wrong with me, man? Like, that is not, you know what I mean? You can't spend that much time with another soul of God's. You know, we're all souls. And then degenerate them. Why did I degenerate? I have never degenerated someone. I've been cruel, but it's so bad, dude, because it's like all those demons on Twitch that are out to make content out of it, you're going to see that they're going to degenerate just for content and stuff like that. And then I'm going to be the kind of guy that's like, guys, when we're all 30 and 40, we're going to laugh at this shit. Maybe don't degenerate too hard. You guys got to pray me out of hell. Is what you got to do. One in the chat for your hands together and praying. Because all my life since 28 years old, I would say, now f that bitch, I'm in the right. You know, and I'm supposed to say it right now, but damn, it's like, yeah. Wait, what the? Yeah, anyways, what was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, dude, I had a hell of a year, and I'm stoked for Christmas. But that was the worst month of the year. I'm having the worst month. When I think of it, it's like, yeah, dude, I cannot be on Twitch. I need to go to YouTube. Something about Twitch is like makes you okay with all that stuff. See, January is gonna be a lot of like we're gonna be flooded with new people here, Discord, YouTube, and when YouTube pops off, going live is just so many more viewers. Like this is about to be my biggest year business wise, not memory wise, not like, oh guys, we did a lot of things. It's gonna be like working around the clock. I'm either gonna be editing or live, or even editing live, because I get spoiled, man. I get really spoiled. So the more hours I do live, the better for me. And I've always been kind of like a Destiny guy, where I do the boring stuff on my stream as well. You know what I mean? I do the boring stuff. So you know how Destiny has his emails day? I always had one of those. So I'm gonna do that for editing. And I love editing with chat. Even though you guys are wrong a lot of the time, I can't wait till this video is done and we watch it. Yeah, and Destiny's like one of my good friends. Yeah, I can finally say that. He's one of my good friends, so he promised we're going to do a lot, so I don't just spend heaps of time on YouTube. And Destiny is he's going to grow a lot from me, because once he sees this content, he's going to be impressed. Kat, you should stick around. I'm going to show you my new YouTube video that that's not an edited highlight reel for once. It's like I worked hard on this. Didn't even take that long, but I'm very creative with this, like which clips to keep in. I mean, imagine if he just gave me like a hour of footage. Imagine he gave me all 6 hours, but this one's going to be good. And on. Why the f you line yourself up with Destiny, bro? What do you even agree on? We agree on content. You know how like we're known as like toxic channels? We kind of laugh at the same things. Like the DGG and Zherka chat, the one thing they have in common is war. They love to see a good debate war. But I'm not going to lie, being friends with him doesn't really help a conservative channel. But it definitely gets me creative. I chop up clips and blah, blah, blah. So, like, do more with Sneeko than Destiny. But if I could get both of them, I love that. And ever since I first started, it was always opposites. It was like one liberal, one Zherka, one... So I like that. I think content is... If it was me and Destiny on a Pokemon adventure, the content is better than me and Lauren Southern or some... you know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, you f up, DGG comes after you, but it's nothing we can't handle. Like we already won. Say what you want about Destiny, he ain't soft or soy. I mean, I wish everyone in this chat can go live for a couple months and be in streamer wars with thousands of people, because then you'll see why nobody does it. Like, you'll be surprised at how mentally fatiguing that is. It's worse than high school drama. It's worse than any of that. You would be surprised at how much... I don't want to say me, because Steven's done it way longer. Steven's endured a lot. And it's like, when you think of his corner, it's like he's not just dunking on regular people. He's dunking on psychopaths. Exactly, Tapio. Never forget that. Yeah, I'm gonna do. Oh, dude, with YouTube, there's no limits because you don't drop connection, so I can film everything. Why war? Why not work together? Well, that's exactly what we're doing. But I'm just saying that, like, I was in a call with. Eventually, DGG just like turns on you, even if they like you. It's weird. So, but I'm not ever going to war with someone who's been as good to me as Destiny. Like, when I say he's been good to me, I mean, like, you know those tweets where I say, oh, he didn't meet up with me, he didn't give me a place to stay? Yeah, I'm not really telling you that he's always met up with me. You know, I'll throw a tantrum for that one time. Because that's how I am. Because I'm like, I'm here, bro, I waste money. Let's go. Need a haircut. Destiny is the exact opposite of you. Really, I think Hassan is Vosh. But politically, we're very different, yeah. And politics is like who you are, deep down. That politics is huge. Okay, we're at 37%. Let's go. Bro, I've been depressed since 15 years old? Wow. I'm 27 now. Any advice? Well, your name is fentanyl dealer. So maybe stop selling maybe sell like weed or something. And but like to give you real advice, is this a real question? No, I woke up like an hour ago. Or 2 hours ago, yeah. Okay, to talk about depression, it really comes to identity. Okay? So if you have a way of life you believe in, but you don't live that life, right? Your external world conflicts with who you are internally. That causes serious depression. So, like for example, if I say, give me an example. I can't think, man. No, I don't believe depression is an illness. I think it's a state of mind. I don't think you can be depressed forever. I think anyone who says that to you is an atheist. I think they're out to harm you by saying that. And there are a lot of professionals who say that. Not a Jordan Peterson vibe? Don't lie, getting chicks cures depression. That's not true at all. I mean, it reinforces your identity that you're like a charismatic guy and you start liking yourself. But that's like saying when I was bouncing and I had a bunch of girls around me always that I was super, super happy. It might seem that way, but happiness is so overrated. It's about fulfillment, right? Like, I've never tried, like, for example, I was happy with a certain person and I had like one rule, and if you break it, we're done. I could have easily gone back to being happy, but instead I was like, no, 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 I can't break my one rule, right? Or else, I start living this phony life. And the weird thing about life that nobody talks about, whether you're real or not, you're still phony to a certain degree. Like we're all hypocrites. I think you got to bring that percentage down all the way. But success with women cures depression. Definitely helps, but cures? I think success in something you believe helps more. Like if you believe, let's say you're Hassan and a communist, if you spread that communist message effectively because you believe in communism, then your mind will be better. Am I talking to a troll though? Is this fentanyl guy a troll? As a full-time bouncer, did you ever get depressed? Dude, every single weekend I would be depressed. I'd be at a party thinking like, where's my life headed? I'm broke. And then I'd be rich, making a lot of money, doing all sorts of shady stuff. And then I'd be like, nothing changed. Like I'm still anxious. I'm still like thinking about my future and stuff. And now I'm the opposite, where dropping down to like 1,000 views for a year, I didn't really care. I was like, I can do it whenever I want, which is a bad mindset still. That's a horrible mindset, but it's not a depressed one. A depressed one would be like, I give up. I'm not hitting the button. Zherka, when did you decide to start sucking up to DGG? I don't know. I get messages saying I'm really cruel to them. Like I'm good to Steven, but I call DGG a bitch even when they back me up. And I'm like, am I cruel to them? Or I'm nice to Steve, but I'm very cruel. Like I think that chat would flip. I think they're not healthy. Like they would flip on me even right now. Do you randomly get depressed through the day now too? No, the only time I've been depressed is when I let someone down. Or when I do something that I didn't mean to. Which is a lot, really. I do a lot of things that's like, I think about it and I go, it wasn't that big. I should have let that slide. I should have, like you've seen me go into wars with other streamers and stuff. It's better to just ignore them. Like those men, TwitchCon, it's better to just ignore them. Because it's not like they're going to even be a part of my life. It's like, why am I forcing them to be a part of my life? By falling for the drama again. Yeah.
Friendly care package inbound.
Oh Lord, that's loud. Okay, hold on. This must be a DGG or he's anti-nationalism. Let's see. I'll read you out because it doesn't read out threes, bro. Why are you so proud of your nationality? And why do you think it's important to be? And you see a difference between an Albanian Christian or an American Christian, for example? Thanks. Yeah, there's a big difference because you're talking about a Protestant, right? A Christian in the U.S. is Christian without the tradition, and an Albanian Christian or an Albanian Muslim would be, they'd be religious with tradition, because even our atheists are traditional, right? That's the biggest difference. And number two, why is it important to be proud of your nationality? Because nationality really means extended family. And if you're not proud of your family, I mean, you guys did everything to avoid extinction up until this point. You should be very proud no matter where you come from. Because you're I mean, you think your lineage are just strangers, but there's a high probability that every single one of your ancestors battled with the same things you battle. So if you have depression, your ancestors had depression, right? These are how genetics work. If you hate cucks, if you hate this, if you hate degenerates, your ancestors hated degenerates. So everything in your life that's harming you, your ancestors was at that war before you. So whether you have 10 million people in your country or 100 million, you should be proud, right? Now, if your ancestors were just like Freemasons and stuff, that's the top of the pyramid. Most of them were like you. You know what I mean? No, we don't have commies here. Only tankies. I don't get what you mean, Jimmy. Xi is the biggest anti-Satanist living. I mean, you think that, and then you see the lockdowns. Have I never worn this before? I feel like I've worn this in October. No, I wasn't even here. On podcasts. This sweater reminds me of Haas, so I know I've worn it. Yeah. Okay, we're 50% loaded. Perfect timing. Yeah, tankies are mad at me right now for calling out the lockdowns, and I'm like, that is scary. That's an ideologue. COVID is damn near fatal. What the? Who's here? This thing's driving me nuts. 52% only. Is it the OBS slowing me down? Jeez. Pre-recording? Shut the fuck up. People believe that. When you say that in chat, some people actually buy into that conspiracy. Unless I timed saying this exactly right now. And I typed that. Oh. We thought Amaranth did that. Thought she was lying about her. MAGA communism? Yeah, I know they're really proud of it, but in my eyes, it's just a way to isolate the youth of MAGA and cut out the boomers, because boomers are afraid of the word communism. So I didn't like it. I thought it was divisive. I mean, I know it was popping off on young Twitter, but I don't think old people would f with that too much. And everything I've said politically is dead on so far. Like Haas and Jackson both admit, like my predictions are stronger. So I'm like, I don't know why they get so mad if I say that. Well, not mad, but they're like, no. MAGA communism makes sense, John. Which Haas popularized the term. How do you deal with your back hair? Usually I shave it, but kind of embarrassed to ask a stranger right now. It's my brother's never here, so I'm like, the DMs look really red pill. It was like I was overdosing on anger, and that's not me, dude. I am never ever doing a half casual relationship with a streamer unless it's a secret, right? And I probably do that in like past February. I need to get this channel going first. Yeah, no, I've never made anyone suffer more in my life. Because, you know, I don't take things that serious, but like when a girl would wave to me at TwitchCon, or, you know, hoes would try and ruin us and stuff like that, I never entertained it, but it was like, I should have been more like, hey, guard her mental health. Don't talk to me like that. Instead of, I would just walk away. But, yeah, it's like, as gay as it is to say, the worst mental health a woman will ever have is dating a guy that everyone on the podcast is trying to you know what I mean? That's why I'm so glad she's on to other stuff, because I'm like, could you imagine if she got another Zherka type that has like a bunch of like DMs that would traumatize a girl? And if you see your ex with another guy, won't it hurt you? It's not really an ex when it's a streamer. I spent a lot of time with her, yeah. Would it hurt me? Yeah, that would sting. But it would depend who's the man. If it's a guy that's like a lolcow that everyone clowns, then that just makes me look bad. But if it's like a great dude that's just like me but doing it better, then it would, I don't know, because maybe I didn't like Elisa that much, but yeah, when she got that stud and married that guy who looks better than me, I was actually proud of her. And I'm the jealous type. I get jealous for strangers. You know what I mean? So when that girl got, she dated me for like a month, and I did something cruel. Like, I just disappeared, kind of. And I didn't have the words to say why. But really, it's because I was at 90 viewers when I was dating her, and I said I got to get my life going again. And then I skyrocketed to like 2,000 after her, and that's when I was like, stay single, bro. And then COVID hit harder. But I don't think I could ever be with that Boston girl. There's something. She was a little too sweet. You know, it's like if they're that kind and feminine, it's almost scary how much you feel like you don't deserve this. You know, just a little more medium, right? Not like a full-on man, but yeah. Yeah, I've always done best with like a Latina girl, like a full Latina. I think that would be good. But the super white girl stuff has always been cringe to me. Like they're always crying, and I'm always, you know, like how men don't cry, but we like cry. Like if I type, "Hey man, I'm really crying," it means like I'm doing this, like oh, like frustrated. And I was frustrated throughout the whole thing because um, some of these e-girls, when they get older, they start to panic. And we men don't panic as much at 28. Like we like to say we do, but it's not really the same. Do you know what I mean by that? Where it's like every girl at that age of 23 thinks their life is going to go one way, but really it goes the other way. Yeah. And it's sad to talk about, actually. Because I'm done being angry. I'm really not angry. I'm over it. The only thing I hate is like when you degenerate, I wish I could talk to her and just say, slow down on degenerating. Don't ever add it to my legacy where you're doing things you'll regret and it's because I you up. And then this is the exact answer you'll get from a woman. It has nothing to do with you, Jon. It's like, really? This was what you were like before me? Like, come on. Yeah, no, I am hurt. I wasted a lot of time this year. Like, there was. Dude, I could have been in Miami this whole summer. What the was I doing? And really, if I didn't do all those trips, I would feel bad. Like, I needed those trips for myself. It's not really about her. Yeah, I overthink everything, though. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I used to think overthinking is unhealthy, and it is, but uh, I was so worried I'm gonna go through this breakup thinking that bitch is just crazy. When it's like I'm not owning up to anything, I don't want to do that. I actually want to be better so it doesn't happen again. Like breakups should be like my old breakups. They should be normal. Who's racist? Me? What'd I say? You're too hard on yourself? Oh, dude, if you had 3 weeks of calls with a girl crying like that and you're still being like off, and then you change your mind and try and stay with her and care for her, and then the arguments start again and it cycles back to that, you're like, whoa, dude, that is not how the first 7 months went. That was weird. Yeah, it looks like, 87%. We're almost there. It feels like I was manipulative, but when I look back, I was really just saying if you go to that party, it's going to be a traumatizing finish. Like, it's going to be like, I'm the kind of guy that's like, I will run it to the ground. And she didn't believe me. And then, but now she's better. So I mean, it's an e-girl, bro. They heal and they heal eventually. It's just now it's that phase where I have to look bad, like the vengeance. You know when they get over the breakup, where they have to get vengeance, and it's like a lot of stuff was lost in translation too. So, um, that girl writing in the chat something about jail made me think everyone knew. So I said it out loud on stream. There's a lot of my mistakes. And, you know, the only shoulda, woulda, coulda was I didn't want that public because that shit looks like half of it was fake, but when it became real, it was like, yikes. That is just, if you put that stuff in the world, God is looking at you like you're a chimpanzee. You know, like only animals behave like that. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was hard. We spent like a year talking about how I won't abandon you. Yes, you'll abandon me. I won't abandon you. And then at the end, I was like, that's not abandonment if you break the rule. And then she's like, you abandoned me. I was like, damn, that stings. You can't change their mind though. That's just water, bro. I've never abandoned no one. And I had like this stream last year where someone's like on my VC attacking me, and he's like, Zherka gets sensitive. I hate saying it because then it's used against me, but he's like, Zherka gets sensitive if you talk about him abandoning a friend because he abandoned his best friend who was stabbed to death. Because I talked about like that's why I only talk about that story like once a year, because it's always used against me. And I'm like, okay, psychology, Andy, you can say that, but I've really never abandoned someone. I've been cruel to people, but I've never abandoned a friend, right? And that's all she was, is a friend. Because I didn't have friends. I just had her. And I don't even like having friends. I like just working and having like Destiny or someone just to stream with. But yeah, I've never abandoned anyone in my life. End of story. So if you want to degenerate and make me look bad, that's fine. But I'm not here for that. Because now she'll be at Kiana's show trying to like farm me, I guess. And I always preemptively strike. So I'm like, oh, Kiana, she's going to be on. It's going to be one of those things. I'll talk about it on my stream then. But it's like, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be like, leave Zherka alone. Are you scared of attachment, Zherka? Yeah, that's probably why I called security, bro. I don't know. Am I scared of attachment? Yeah, attachment to the wrong person is terrifying. You know when you know someone's wrong for you, but you stay with them because you think you don't deserve better, and it's, for once, it's actually the case. Like, I don't want to do that to a sweet girl. You know? Like, well, that's a lie. She was sweet for like 7 months, but not sweet enough to follow the rule. We followed the rules for 7 months perfectly. I don't know why she f***ed up on the most demonic night of the year. It's because Satan works on Halloween. Overtime. Oh no, dude, a breakup will never affect me. But if it's a streamer, I remember in first meeting her, and I'm like, dude, you're a streamer. That means this breakup is going to be like drilled into my skull. You know, if it's a streamer, it's kind of like people always reminding you. I hate that. I hate that because it gaslights me into thinking, oh, I'm right about this, wrong about that. It's like, no, where I'm at right now, I know what I'm right about. She ain't even a big streamer, but that anxiety of not being big makes girls into, you know the word. And then, like, all that happens is when I pop off, she'll farm me by talking about me. When she's on shows, she's gonna make Zherka jokes, and that eventually I do respond. I go, shut the fuck up. It's like, I'm trying to avoid that, man. I respond every single time, except the last 2 streams where I ignored her ass, and then she did the nuclear. Look at that, PD. I'm glad I got that done, though. Like, now we can just go Miami and farm. Jenna. Did you like small or big titties, John? What? I don't think I've ever dated a girl with no tits, but I'm not a tit guy. I like ass. Oh, you should see the girls in my Twitter box, dude. It's like, I look at them sometimes and I go, I'm supposed to be excited, but I can't get excited. I don't even respond because I'm like, I want the YouTube first. I want to spike my YouTube first. So easy to get distracted, you know what I mean? So. I don't even know who they are. I was like, they just look nice. Okay, we're at 95% loaded. Let's go, baby. Oh, how am I at 800 viewers daytime? That's impossible. What is everyone doing in here? This is 3 p.m. Do you mean I can go live at any time of the day now? Oh my God. That's a blessing, dude. I thought I had to go back to night streams. I could just hit it now? What kind of streamer can do this without just... I didn't even tell anyone I'm going live. I just randomly hit it and tweeted. Oh, people subscribe at this time? Should I switch my whole thing up? Get earlier nights? Jeez. Maybe it's that YouTube video success. You know, you get more on YouTube than Twitch. Look at this. Cult-like. And I've noticed something. I'm one of those guys who can actually do these intro screens a lot. Like, people like this. Appreciate you guys. People like the intros. Just talking randomly. I think people like this. I don't know how much I like it, though. Oh, baby. Thank you, baby. Thank you. With this sweater, I feel like I can say that to you guys. I can call you guys that. Don't make me... Dude, look at this guy. Your sweater's gay as bro. I'm still cold. Yeah, I'll turn it up. Should we have some background music while we talk?